Is this on? All right. Hey everybody, this is Aaron from Reeducation, broadcasting to you from literally the middle of fucking nowhere. And I just got news that basically everybody in the news is now talking about how there's indicators that the economy is about to crash, or that there's going to be a recession or a slowdown, as they like to call it. So I just want to say that I told you so. I've been here for about 6-8 months now, something like that. Pretty much every couple of months I come out and I say the economy is going to crash, there is going to be a recession, and so far few people have actually believed that I was actually correct on this. In the BreadTube community, there's only been a few people that actually been talking about this, me specifically. Then there's also been Bo from the Fifth Column, and a couple of other people have talked about it, but not a whole lot. Richard Wolf talks about this a lot, how basically there are financial indicators that are showing that the economy is slowly but surely falling through the fucking floor. What are those indicators? Okay, so one of the main indicators that are showing that the economy is falling apart is the yield curve. It has inverted. So as I said before in another video, you can check out my video library to find out exactly what I'm talking about here, but it's the yield curve has inverted. The yield curve is basically when loans that are being given out on a 2-year or a 3-year on a short-term time period are actually costing less than loans that are being given out on a longer time period, say 10 years or whatever. So that basically means that investors have more confidence in a loan that's happening in the next 2 years than they would in the next 10 years. So that means that those investors don't see the market actually being stable for the next 10 years. The funny thing about all of this is that I've actually been saying that this yield curve thing has already inverted, that it's already become a problem, and that it is an indicator that we should be paying attention to. But nobody in the news has really made a big deal about it until recently. And it just so happens that since I'm in the middle of nowhere, the one small place that I've been staying at has access to Fox News, cable TV. What do you know? And on Fox News, even they are saying that we are now facing a very possible slowdown or recession. But don't worry, because at least there are still people out there, the consumers are still out there buying, and they're trying to do everything they can to show that this isn't going to be a predictor of a recession, and that nothing bad is going to happen, and everything is going to be fine. They're trying to tell everybody, just keep spending, everything will be good, but also buy silver and gold, and hopefully everything will be just fine. Now I'm going to tell you, it's not going to be fine. Things are going to get worse, and if you're a regular person, things are already bad. Like I've said many times before, when you walk down the street, you see nothing but boarded up buildings, businesses going out of business, retail stores just disappearing left, right, and center. And this is a trend that's going to continue. This is a trend that is not seeing any sign of stopping. And if you want to be safe out there and you want to try to make sure that you aren't hit as badly from this recession, I'm going to mirror exactly what Bo from the Fifth Column said, I believe earlier today. When this video comes out, maybe it might have been tomorrow, whatever it is, or yesterday I should say, that you should be trying as hard as you can, if you don't have the finances, to be saving as much as possible. I would go further in saying that if you have the space, try to invest in canned food, try to invest in resources that you can use in a situation where you're where you might run out of money, or where you're not going to be able to use the money that you have because of, who knows, runaway inflation or whatever. So stocking up your cupboards, making sure that you have all of those sorts of things covered is incredibly important. He brought up a really interesting idea, which is if you have the money, to go out and try to start spending it, because people need to be spending more money so they can kind of boost the economy and bring us up out of what recession we might be having. The problem with that, though, is that there's a recession going to happen regardless. So there's nothing that we can do to stop that. A recession happens every 4 to 7 years. Right now we're at the 10-year mark. So inevitably, we're going to be seeing a recession right away. And that's not funny. That's not good for anybody. But what we can do is we can stay prepared, and we can make sure that we are, at least for the most part, not hit as incredibly hard as we would be if we didn't know about any of this happening whatsoever. So stay safe. Make sure that you try to invest in, like I said, getting canned food, getting non-perishable food items, stocking up, putting them in a place where you can. Look up different ways for you to be able to store certain goods. If you can find space underneath your bed, or if you have a closet that you're not using so much, maybe the top of a closet somewhere or something like that, try to be able to store some food, try to be able to make sure that those certain things are covered, so in case of the worst case scenario, you're at least going to be okay. And as far as me, right now, I'm foraging for blueberries. So, and that's an option in my situation, because like I say, I live in literally the middle of nowhere, so I can actually do that sort of thing. If you can do that sort of thing, maybe start Googling little things that you can forage for. I know that's an out there crazy idea, but I like to stay prepared. I like to make sure that I know how to do those sorts of things in case everything collapses and there is no civilization to come back to. At least I can forage for blueberries. Anyway, that's the way I look at it. My name is Aaron. Thank you very much for watching, and good luck.